Right. There is what is called dual economy. Dual economy, it is what we are living in nowadays in this world, where we have got rural areas and urban areas. In rural areas, people are led by chiefs. In urban areas, people are led by a president. But this system of dual economy was placed by white people because they wanted to create a reservoir of cheap labor for their businesses, and they wanted to reduce competition with the black Africans. Saka vaka create rural areas and urban areas. Varungu ndokunogara mu urban area, maboy tichigariswa in the rural areas. But varungu vachigara mu urban area ndoko akuine access yezvinhu zvese kuti vanyatsonakirwa neupenyu zvavo, kumusha kuteushira malife iri kumashure tisina access kune zvinhu zvakawanda zvino offer a luxurious life to a life of a human being here on earth. It is the same thing in the realm of the seasons. The seasons of God and the times of God are designed in a dimension where we should understand Colossians chapter 1 verse 18, which says we have been translated from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of the Messiah, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. When you are a child of God and you serve God, God translates you from a rural dimension in the spirit and places you in an urban dimension in the spirit, where you begin to enjoy the cream de la things of this world and benefit as well in the spirit realm. That's why it says, if you follow me, I'll give you everything that you like and want pertaining to life and godliness. As human beings, as we are all sitting like this, we don't understand at all what is economic development. Economic development, the definition we have for it, it is wrong. People think economic development is when nurses receive salary increment, or when teachers receive salary increment. Economic development, my teacher went there. That is wrong. Economic development is when you get to a point of waking up and finding out in your village, you will now find Barclays Bank in your village. That's economic development. Saka tiri kuti Mwari ukatedzera matimes nemaseasons avo pasituation yauri vanocreate a dimension yekuti vanhu vanomuka makuseni vachishaya kuti munhu life yake yachinja sei from this point to that point. I'm praying that there is a testimony that will shock people, that will come. It is the times and the seasons of God. Makorokoto. The importance of enjoying the seasons of God and assessing them is understanding the need of isolation. South Africa was spared from slave trading. The reason being, people that were living in South Africa during that time did not come in contact with white people not until 1652. That is the first time people that lived in South Africa came in contact with white people. That was when the Dutch Indian Company set its base in the Table Bay, which is now currently kept. But prior to that, the Khoisan tribe, or the Khoi people that were living in South Africa, and in the southern of South Africa, you would find the Xhosa people. They were living far inland, where they did not get the attention of anyone. They were living far inland, minding their own businesses. So they could not, and they did not come in contact with white people. Whereas our fellow brothers in northern regions of Africa and in southern regions of Africa, they were all over the place. So they came in contact with white people. Then white people had a strategy. So South Africa, by the reason of the people that were living in South Africa during that time, because they were isolated, it spared them from slave trading and the wars that come because of slavery. You must understand that for you to get to the times and the seasons of God, there are forces that do not want you to get to those times and seasons. So for you to be preserved until you enjoy the times and the seasons of God, you must be isolated in a dimension of seeking the face of God, so that you don't get the attention of demons. That's why when you look at it from Matthew 4 verse 1, when you look at it from Luke 4 verse 1, when you look at it from Mark 1 from verse 10, you hear the same story. Jesus was led into the wilderness. What was being done there? Jesus was being isolated into a whereby he will be alone with God. The problem with human beings is that they don't understand that for you to access a higher power here on earth, there's a dimension when a human being loves to spend time with immortal beings. When you are in a nightclub and drinking alcohol and enjoying, you are enjoying time with mortals. Urukutandara nevanhu chinakirwa. But hakuna munhu anogamuchira power nekunyanya kutandara nevanhu. Ukadzidza kutandara nengirozi. Kuti vamwe vachitandara nevanhu panyika pano, iwe uri kunotandara nedenga. You receive power and the glory of God. Kuti denga rinokuvhurikira so, and you walk swiftly into the times and the seasons of your testimony. I'm praying for a deeper dimension of God over the lives of people that are hearing me now. May the glory of God descend upon your life so that you walk swiftly into the times and the season that God has prepared for you. If you understand this, understand the second point. For you to access the times and the season of God, you need spiritual security. Let me explain what spiritual security means. Human beings on earth, they don't know the definition of spiritual security. Not even spiritual security. Human beings on earth don't know the definition of security. Because people think security is having alarms by your house, CCTVs, dogs and guards and sirens. That's the definition of security, human beings. And yet human beings don't understand that security means knowing who to trust. So you can have dogs, guards, alarms, CCTVs, house. But if one person comes and knocks and say, I've been sent by DHL to deliver a package for the boss, and you don't investigate to see if that person is legitimate or not, the moment you allow that person to walk into the house, to enter into the dining to meet the boss, you will also experience everything that person represents. So if that person has been sent to kill you, we name nema guard nema alarm nema CCTV wamutendera wega kuti apinda nonisa so kupfura ofa. So do you now see that security is not alarms and dogs, it's knowing who to trust. So I'm declaring by spiritual power that human beings in this service today must understand, on earth, if you want to experience the times and the seasons of God, never trust a man, trust God. That's why when you look at it clearly, from Psalms 118 from verse 8, it says it is better to seek refuge in God than to trust human beings. That's why when you look at it from Proverbs chapter 3 from verse 5, it makes it very clear. Trust in the Lord and lean not in your own understanding. If you fail to trust God, human beings will mess you up to a level whereby by the time you get to the times and the seasons of God, you already have expired. It is dangerous to trust men. Trust God alone. There was a mafia boss in the Sinaloa cartel that was named Pablo Escobar. He wanted to kill a man that was contending to be the president in Colombia from the Guatemala province. So Pablo Escobar was given information that that guy has boarded a plane. He wants to travel to the United States of America. So Pablo sent his hitman Kika with a bomb to enter the plane, so that the plane, as it goes, bomb no putika mukuriye arimo ofira mundege. But on that fateful day, Kika happened to enter into the plane as it was planned. But unfortunately, the guy that was contending to be the president had omitted the journey. He decided not to go, and Escobar didn't know. Amadzangu rakaputika bomba, so vanhu vari mundege kukafa over 118 innocent people. So do you see the failure do you see the trusting of a person that was not supposed to be trusted led to the death of more than 118 people? So it means if you trust wrong people in your life, it will not only affect you as a human being, it can affect your children, your job, your health, and every folk out that surrounds your life. So if it is so, by trusting human beings. It means trusting God can be a blessing to every fork out of your life as well. Your finances, your marriage. May you walk into the seasons of God in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth.